Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Quality Green Gaming and I've been playing Creatures of Sonaira for 3 years now and collected many different creature species. And I'm going to be showing you the basics of Creatures of Sonaira in this Creatures of Sonaira Beginner's Guide. So now without further ado, let's get into it. If you've played Creatures of Sonaira before this, you should go to this timestamp. But if you haven't, then just keep watching. In this part of the video, I'm going to be going over the controls for Creatures of Sonaira. To find the controls in Creatures of Sonaira, you'll click on those little blue lines, then you will click on Creature Stats, little test tubes, then you click on Controls, and you'll find all the controls for your device. Now I'm going to be going over the in-game tutorial in my opinion. In the in-game tutorial, it shows you how to find food, find water, roll in mud to hide your scent, and get mushrooms through the in-game missions. It also shows you how to sniff to find food and water, and customize your creature for purely aesthetic purposes. In my personal opinion, the in-game tutorial is somewhat useful for new players for what it gives you. I never got to experience the in-game tutorial as a new player because when I started, there wasn't an in-game tutorial. Now I'm going to show you the in-game tutorial. Now I'm going to show you the in-game shop and talk about the in-game currencies while I do so. In Creatures of Sonaira, there are two main currencies, mushrooms and tikis, as well as an extra currency called time points. I'm going to start with mushrooms. Mushrooms are the most important currency in Creatures of Sonaira as it is used for trading, gachas, buying artifact creatures, buying stored creatures in the trial shop, and buying limited creatures in the limited shop. Next, I'm going to talk about tickets. Tickets are important because you can use them to buy tokens and spin the Celestial and Royalty gachas, and they are very rare and hard to get. Although, at this point in time, you cannot trade tickets, which makes mushrooms of a higher value than tickets. Next, I'm going to go over time points. Time points are exclusively used in the time point shop, in the in-game shop. You can use time points to buy time creatures. That's all for the currencies portion of this video. Now I'm going to move on to trading. When you first load into the trade realm, it might seem very overwhelming. But trading is one of the best ways to get creatures in Creatures of Sonaira. One of the hardest parts about trading is knowing the value of the creature you are trading or trading for. The best way to find the value for the creatures is to go onto the Creatures of Sonaria Discord server. They have a values channel where you can ask for the value of any creature and somebody will reply to you the value. One last thing that you should be very aware of in trading is a lot of people try to scam you, where they try to give you less than your creature is worth. This is a scam and you should not accept those trades. This is all I'm going to cover in this video about trading. Next, we're going to move on to the next portion of the video, where I'm going to cover different ways to get creatures. The most common way of getting creatures is through the gachas or the in-game shop, like time points, the limited store, or even maybe artifact creatures. But those are not the only ways you can get creatures. You can also get creatures through missions, events, as well as there are many trading exclusive creatures. Trading exclusive creatures, for example, are rule limited creatures, like the content creator only creature and the developer only creature. There are also creatures like Kukuru, which is a beta exclusive, which you could only get from playing the beta of Creatures of Sonaria. And next, I have my 5 great tips for beginners. Tip number 1. Satiated is a very helpful effect when it comes to growing your creature, because it gives you plus 50% growth speed. To get satiated as a carnivore, you have to eat a dead player, and to get it as a herbivore, you have to eat these berries. Next up, tip 2. Enriched is a great effect for when you want to move around the map quickly, because it gives you plus 25% stamina and plus 25% stamina regen. To get enriched, you have to eat ribs as a carnivore and these berries as a herbivore. And now on to tip 3. If you are badly injured and you want to heal your health quicker, you should roll in mud, because the mud roll effect gives you plus 25% stamina regen, and rolling in mud will also hide your scent. Next up, tip 4. Most people don't know, but both herbivores and carnivores can eat plant carcasses. It also gives both herbivores and carnivores satiated. A plant carcass is dropped when you kill a photo or photocarnivore. And lastly, but certainly not least, tip 5. If you drink water that is 80% or higher, you will get the clean water buff. This buff will make you hungry 20% slower, thirsty 20% slower, and make you regen stamina 20% faster and health 20% faster. And with that, it wraps up my 5 tips for beginners. Now I'm just going to give you 2 bonus tips. When you're playing Creatures of Sonaria, be very careful, because most creatures will try to kill you. As well as there are many natural disasters that you should be aware of, like tornado, acid rain, and flood. If you want to learn more about Creatures of Sonaria, you should watch this video here. Thanks for watching!